I looked on Wikipedia for the history of pistol red dots and I couldn't find anything, so I went and did the research for you. The first patent for red dots was filed in 1900, but we didn't see a commercially available red dot until 1975 with the introduction of the red dot by AimPoint using LEDs to project onto a lens. Immediately, people began using those red dots to do better in their pistol tournaments, mounting this giant box to their handgun in order to shoot a little bit better and give themselves an edge over the competition. That was a problem because it weighed 60 ounces. At times, these handguns were heavy. That's a lot of weight. 60 ounces is more than I've ever lifted in my entire life. Anyway, this became a massive problem, so a small company known as Shield released what's called the RMS footprint, or the RMS optic. This was the first red dot of its kind, and it became the mounting standard. Shortly thereafter, a company named Noblex released what's called the Dr. Optic red dot, and it became also the standard. That was in 1996. In 2009, Trijicon came along and they said, hey, we've made an RMR. This is to replace the Noblex Doctor. And almost immediately, Noblex went out of business. The RMR became the standard from Trijicon, and the RMSC, being around the longest and also first, managed to carry itself and still be operational today. Those optics were used really regularly for a total of 10 years until people got really tired of the belly button lint, garbage, junk, rain, and everything else clogging up the emitter, and the call for a closed emitter red dot, meaning a dot that is closed off from the environment, was met by a company named AimPoint once again. They released their Acro footprint, and shortly thereafter, companies like Swamp Fox, Steiner, HoloSun, and SIG followed suit. All that coming in today to talk about the United States government. The United States government has always been really far behind, as we know, in terms of getting effective technology to its people. It took them almost 25 years to adopt the red dot from AimPoint and start issuing it to people, and now, 14 years later, they have finally begun accepting that people need pistol red dots, and we have what we have today, which is the SIG M17 with the Romeo M17 dot. Let's get into it. Yeah, today, that's right, I have the 6-hour M17 with the Romeo M17 dot. I'm showing you that the gun's clear because I'm probably gonna flag myself, everyone, a whole bunch. Now, I know what you're thinking once you see this video. You're like, wow, that's a really cool dot. What are the details? Well, the details are this. It's an enclosed emitter red dot that direct mounts to the SIG military M17. It's called the Romeo M17, and it's super cool. It's anodized on the top, which is super cool, and then it has 2 reticles, but 3 different displays. It's got a dot, it's got a circle. You can do the dot, you can do the circle, you can do the circle and the dot. It's pretty straightforward. It's got the cool thing. It's a very, very crisp dot. That's worth noting. Some companies are not so crisp. It doesn't starburst with my vision. I have astigmatism, so I know you're looking at it and you're probably thinking to yourself, dang, I gotta get that for my M17. And the good news is that you can't, because you're probably too poor to have the right M17. You probably have one that says Sig Sauer P320 on the side, and then it says either M17 or M18. I'll show you that this is clear too, since I'm gonna flag myself a whole bunch. And if that's the case, you cannot mount the Romeo M17 dot to it. You are stuck with the Romeo 2 dot, which I guess I've just been informed is still a military dot, but only in Australia. So if you do mount this, you can only shoot the gun upside down. Kind of a bummer, and it's a lot bigger than the M17 direct mount, and you do lose backup irons. Like, they're here, they're just not as cool looking, and so I consider it a loss. These are just way cooler. So that being said, let's get into some more details about these guns, and I'm gonna shoot them poorly to make you guys angry. All right, so he has the civilian Sega M18 with the optic you can actually buy.
Romeo 2.
Romeo 2. I have the cool guy one, the M17 with the Romeo M17 that you can buy if you have enough money, but you probably can't because you're poor. So we're gonna do a dueling tree to see which one is actually better And I'm gonna put this in my mouth so you guys get a good perspective. I'm used to putting things like this in my mouth.
He's really good at it.
It should be good. I'm pretty good at putting stuff in my mouth. All right, you got a shot timer or something?
Yep, I'll give us a buzz for a start. I'll go for the left ones, you go for the right ones.
Uh-huh.
All right, shooters. Did I chamber this? No, I did. All right, shooters ready.
Uh-huh.
Stand by.
Uh-huh.
Did I win? Time? Time?
Anyway, I don't think that worked because you got a bunch lost up top.
I still won.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't get them all to your
Well,
side.
you see how there's some on your side and there's none on my
just
side?
in the middle.
I don't care.
This is the one that went like this, and then you reload it.
It's cope.
Look at all of mine. Mine are all clean shots. Those are clean shots.
Well, you also have to remember, Joe, this one...
But you have to shut up. You're 6'4".
Anyway, we're going to run a bill drill, and let's see how bad I suck. Anyway.
Shooter ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Alrighty, total time 1.79. First shot in a 0.83. And you've got technically
3 Alpha, 3 Charlie.
3 Alpha, 3 Charlie.
So I felt that kind of carry down. I was like, why am I driving the gun down as I'm shooting? And then that happened. But that was actually pretty pleasant to shoot. A lot less recoil than I anticipated.
Man, I hope this gun doesn't just go off while I'm holding it.
Insert explosion clip.
All right, yeah, my turn to run the drill. Same thing as him, 6-shot bill drill. Did you start down or did you start up?
I did compressed ready.
Okay, compressed ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
All right, stand by. Total time 262, first shot in a 101.
I'm losing that. Anyway, 6 Alpha, so.
Yeah, better, but like a second slower.
Second slower, but all Alphas, so I will take that.
Yeah, I would too.
So I almost did a burn down on this with the amount of rounds that we pumped through it, and got very hot to the touch, but wow, did it perform completely flawlessly. So before I get into my closing thoughts here, guys, I guess go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. You can join and get bonus content now. YouTube doesn't monetize us, but they have decided that you can give us money every month in order to watch more content. So I'm going to upload some members only stuff, and you guys are the ones that keep this channel alive. So let's get into the closing thoughts. The Romeo M17.
Joe, you want cheese on your burger?
I would love cheese on my burger.
Cheese?
No
Cool.
sauce though.
No sauce.
No
That's
sauce.
right. You don't like the sauce.
I don't like the sauce.
Okay.
I get lost in the sauce. So. Anyway, guys, the Romeo M17 is fantastic as far as I've found for enclosed dots. I've got some cars driving by making a little bit of noise, but hopefully that doesn't get picked up. This thing shoots like a dream. I always find myself driving SIGs down versus Glocks where I'm very on target. So maybe that's worth noting. Maybe that is a result of slightly less recoil, or it's just a shooter habit. I don't know. But the battery life is probably good. SIG's usually pretty honest in their claims. I believe they claim 40-ish thousand hours of battery life. So basically change the battery once a year. And it's nice that it uses a 2032 that's accessible on the side. So it's really easy to change. The dot itself is really, really slick. It's got a whole bunch of settings, I believe 15 brightness settings. And yeah, it's great. If you have the money to get the M17 itself, and then get this specific dot for it, go for it. If you don't have the money, then I guess, yeah, settle. But this, honestly, in my opinion, well worth every penny. I really liked it. I really enjoyed shooting it. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks so much for watching. And you guys know, as always, you are watching Disney Channel.
Burger's ready, by the way.
Sick.
Move my body back and forth.